Hello everyone! Today we're going to be reading the book If the Dinosaurs Came Back, and we're going to be creating a cute dinosaur collage. Let's begin by learning how to draw these very cute dinosaurs. We'll need some small pieces of colorful scrap paper, pencil, and some markers. First, we're going to learn how to draw the long-necked dinosaur. When we're trying to learn how to draw something for the first time, it's a good idea to break it down into shapes to draw lightly with our pencil. So draw an oval for the dinosaur's head and a long skinny rectangle for the dinosaur's neck. We want to make sure that we are leaving enough room to draw the next oval, which is going to be the tummy or the body. Try to draw it in the middle of the page so there's enough room for the legs. So here's our next oval. And again, you can just kind of go over that line to tweak it to make it the size you want. For the legs, we're going to be drawing all 4 legs, and we're going to draw 2 of them longer and 2 of them shorter. So I just drew a long rectangle for the front leg and a little bit shorter rectangle for the leg that's on the other side of the body. We're creating an optical illusion here and doing some art magic. Here we go again with our short leg and our longer leg. Now our last shape to draw is a triangle tail, and you can make it go all the way to the edge of the page. If you'd like to add some spikes, you are welcome to. You can have them zigzag all the way from the back of the head down the tail. Next step is to cut out our dinosaur, cutting it out as one whole piece. So try to not accidentally cut off a leg or a head. If you do, we'll fix it. Flipping it over so the pencil marks are on the back, now we can decorate our dinosaur. So I can draw some lines to separate the legs, draw a line to show where the tummy is. I can even highlight where the neck details are, so I start kind of below the head and go down to the leg. And then your dinosaur can have some decorations on its skin, so stripes or spots or any kind of zigzaggy design that you'd like. Don't forget to add details like eye, mouth, and toes. Let's draw the Stegosaurus next. Again, we're going to use a different sheet of colorful paper, thinking about shapes. So starting with our head shape, using another oval again, this one kind of in the middle of the page. Thinking about the rainbow curve for the back, so up, around, and down. And then that rainbow curve goes down into the tail, so I can make that line go down, and I can always come back later and adjust things if they don't work out. Next, I'm going to put in the tummy line. So the tummy line is just like a really gentle smile curve. And then I can adjust that tail a little bit. Right now, he almost looks like a tadpole. I'm going to do the legs the same as the last dinosaur. So 2 longer rectangles, 2 shorter rectangles. I decided there's not enough room in the front, so I'm going to move that leg back. And then triangle spikes. So the triangle spikes are bigger at the front of the head, and then they get more medium and smaller size as they go down the tail. After you're done drawing, our next step is to cut out our dinosaur. I'm going to do similar things as I did for the other dinosaur. I traced those lines in between the legs to separate them so they look like 4 unique legs instead of 2. I'm coloring the spikes a different color, adding some dots and some details for the face and toes. Super cute. We have one more dinosaur to create, and this one is the T-Rex. So for this one, we're going to hold the paper upright, the vertical way, instead of turning it horizontally. And the T-Rex's head is probably the biggest head of all. This one's going to be more of a rounded square shape. So make a big rounded square shape up in the corner. 2 lines for the neck, and then you can kind of scoop down for the tummy and slide back for the tail. And feel free to do this one a few different times if you don't like the shape of it. The T-Rex stands on 2 back legs, so we're going to draw one leg and tuck the other leg behind a little bit. And this one, instead of the rectangle legs, I gave it a little more of a toe detail. And for the arms, I'm going out and kind of scooping around for like a hand. So feel free to go back over things if it doesn't quite look right. But ultimately, we want a big-headed, upright dinosaur with a tail. Flip it over to add your decorations. We want to draw a line separating the legs so that we have 2 legs. You can add some tummy details, add some details on the arms, and think about what type of pattern you want to have on the dinosaur's skin. When you finish all of your dinosaurs, you should make sure to flip them over and write your name on the back of each of them. You can clean up your scraps and save those dinosaurs for the next part. Part 2 of this project, you'll need your scissors, glue stick, Sharpie, pencil, and 2 sheets of white paper. We're going to keep the background a cityscape, kind of similar to how it was in the story where it's just black and white drawings. So drawing a sort of castle top line for the background, and you might want to have your dinosaurs next to you so you can kind of see what size they are and how they're going to fit into the background. So I'm going to turn each of these into a building, and I can just trace my lines in Sharpie and then go in and begin to add the details like the top of the roofs, windows, doors. You could even add signs, sky details, and other things. The bottom part of the picture, we're going to cut out some loose rectangles and squares so that we have some individual buildings to decorate. So here I'm just drawing some different size, different shapes, cutting those out, kind of placing them in to see how it's going to work so I can kind of have my dinosaur peeking out from in between the buildings. After I'm happy with the size of these extra buildings, I can go in and add the details for those, like windows and doors are going to be important because these are in the front. I've also added other things like flower boxes, and I'm using a black and gray marker just to add a little bit of shadowing on the buildings. I go over the background and add that same treatment, and then I can piece my work of art together. So starting to glue in the dinosaurs, glue in those buildings, and just decide where everything is going to fit together to make a really cool city. Check all your edges, make sure they're flat, and make sure your name is on the back. Nice job, you guys!